Vancouver is the most populated city in BC by far, and there are many neighborhoods all within Vancouver that have their own unique pros and cons. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the main areas in Vancouver and their own characteristics. My name is Wanbei. I'm a 15-year-long Vancouver resident and now a realtor who helped many families purchase and sell their homes in Vancouver and surrounding cities. To explain simply, I'm going to divide the city into 4 big sections. Downtown Vancouver, Vancouver West Side, Vancouver East Side, and South Vancouver. Firstly, downtown Vancouver is obviously the most dense area in the city, as there are tall buildings, malls, theaters, galleries, and really anything you can think of. Vancouver's downtown core is where everyone gathers for big events such as hockey, football, and soccer games, and concerts. Of course, many businesses and offices are located in this area also. Naturally, as a very populated area, it offers the most fast-paced lifestyle in the city. You're able to find more businesses and restaurants that are busier and operating at later times compared to another suburb or a residential area in other parts of Vancouver, making it very convenient to live here. Downtown Vancouver also seems to be the most consistently considered area for renters, owner-occupants, and investors alike, which drives up the real estate and rent prices accordingly. To purchase a 1-bedroom condo on average, it'll cost you about $620,000 and 2 bedrooms just under $1 million, but oftentimes goes over these averages. This area is not for you if you're in search of peace and tranquility, as downtown Vancouver has tons of traffic, noises, and events happening all throughout the year. This area is for you if you want to live in a vibrant area that is very walkable with tons of entertainment, restaurants, shops, and even beaches around, and really never run out of things to do or see. For the cons, being in the most dense area, there is absolutely noise pollution, especially in some of the busiest streets, such as Granville, Seymour, West Georgia, and more. Along with that, you will see more homelessness in many parts of downtown Vancouver, especially as you go near East Hastings and Chinatown. This is a very well-known ongoing issue in our city, and I'm hoping we'll find a solution to help with homelessness. Another thing to consider if you want nature all around your neighborhood, downtown Vancouver isn't going to be your first choice. As you might expect, there are tons of tall high-rises and office buildings rather than greenery. If you're willing to take a stroll or a quick drive, Stanley Park is fairly close by, giving you tons of access to peace and tranquility by the water and forest. Now let's talk about Vancouver West Side. Not to be confused with West Vancouver, which is a whole nother city up north. Vancouver West Side is what I consider west of Main Street that cuts through the middle of Vancouver. Some neighborhoods of the Vancouver West Side would be Kitsilano, Fairview, Cambie, Dunbar, Point Grey, Carousel, to name a few. Vancouver West Side is largely a very desirable residential area, hence why the price point of these areas are among the highest in all of Canada. The Shaughnessy neighborhood is also located in Vancouver West and is considered to be the most prestigious neighborhoods in Vancouver, with homes ranging in the millions to tens of millions. Many of the most sought-after private schools are located in Vancouver West Side. That contributes to why so many families desire to live in this part of Vancouver. Some of these well-known private schools are West Point Grey Academy, St. George's, Crofton, and Vancouver College. For those who can afford it, parents are willing to pay a premium to live close to these elite private schools, being one of the factors of the high real estate prices, not to mention other reasons such as close proximity to downtown, beaches, and parks, and overall great livability. In areas like Kitsilano or UBC, you can enjoy a more walkable lifestyle close to amenities like shops, restaurants, and beaches that make these areas so popular among Vancouverites. There always seems to be an overflow of demand to live in these areas for the lifestyle it offers. The most obvious con of this area is the cost of living and cost of housing. Much like other parts of Vancouver, but West Side is the most expensive. Jumping into Vancouver East Side, it definitely has a much different feel compared to the West Side. Perhaps a bit younger and vibrant in areas such as Commercial Drive, Mount Pleasant, Hastings Sunrise, and Collingwood, to name a few. Vancouver East Side possesses what I like to call a down-to-earth vibe, with many young families, students, and workers living here for decades, bringing a more prideful and close-knit feeling. I personally lived in Vancouver East for a couple of years, and I really enjoyed it for the convenient location. Being close to many shops and family-run restaurants from all types of ethnic backgrounds, ranging from Vietnamese, Chinese, Korean, Filipino, Italian, Croatian, and more. Being that it's still Vancouver, the rent and real estate prices are still expensive, but definitely lower than the previous parts of Vancouver I talked about earlier, like Vancouver West and downtown. So, if you're set on living in the city of Vancouver but more price conscious, you will have better luck looking in East Vancouver. I feel like East Vancouver doesn't have an obvious con, but if you like going out to the beaches or mountains, most likely you'll have to drive out a little bit. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the southern parts of Vancouver, such as Killarney, Fraserview, and a newer area like the River District. These neighborhoods are the most family-oriented residential areas in Vancouver for those who are not willing to spend Vancouver Westside prices. Having a car would definitely be helpful here because it is farther away from major SkyTrain stations. Not to say it's terrible, because they do have plenty of bus routes within them. You won't find as many restaurants, bars, and shops in these areas compared to downtown, Kitsilano, or Commercial Drive, but that's also the reason why South Vancouver neighborhoods are so quiet and peaceful. If you do want to be in a more walkable area in South Vancouver, Marpole is your best bet near the Marine Drive SkyTrain station, where there are all the amenities you'll need like shops, restaurants, gyms, buses, SkyTrain, and even a theater, all within a minute's walk. A new emerging vibrant area is the River District. It's a community with many young professionals and families moving in, along with new shops and restaurants, making it convenient. For the cons of South Vancouver, it is quite far from downtown, maybe 30 to 40 minute drive, and quite a ways from North and West Vancouver for your hiking. So that is Vancouver explained by your favorite realtor. Let me know your thoughts, and if you already live in Vancouver, do you agree or disagree? I would love to help you either buy or sell all over Metro Vancouver, so book a Zoom call with me, link below, and subscribe to see future videos all about living in Vancouver. Check out some of my past videos here, and I'll catch you next time.